we join New Zealand's top fishing guide for some champagne trout fishing. Fishing anywhere in the world is governed by weather. In New Zealand, optimistic locals take their weather forecasts with a grain of salt.
Tomorrow will be fine. There is the occasional chance of a light to heavy shower. There could be some intense thunderstorms, a bit of lightning, and there may be the odd snowstorm. The wind, well, we think it'll vary from the east to the west, with the occasional light to strong gust. There might be just a small chance of a hurricane or two, but apart from that, tomorrow should be a good day's fishing. Fire!
But when the elements are kind, New Zealand offers the ultimate in champagne trout fishing. Spotting a big fish, casting to it and catching it. It's a team effort between angler and guide because more often than not, the angler has to stalk the fish blind, with the guide directing casts from a vantage point above the fish.
Just spotted quite a nice fish up there, and I'm going to get John to make a cast up to it. It's lying on the surface and feeding quite actively. That's it for them, John. Perfect. You couldn't get a better cast than that.
Yeah, got it.
He's not 9 pounds, my friend. He's 14, 15 pounds.
These pristine wild country rivers, which Alan takes his clients to, are very secret places. So secret, in fact, that even Alan has forgotten their names. They're simply called River Number 1, Number 2, and so on. Getting to these secret places is sometimes difficult, but the rewards are mind-boggling.
Oh, yes.
Alan also specialises in fishing small mountain lakes, many on private properties. Depending on the time of year, anglers fish with wet or dry flies.
What the fish.
And the results are stunning. Alan lives in the town of Turangi, which is right on the banks of the famous Tongariro River. It's a river that Alan knows well, as a painter and as a professional guide.
Now, the Tongariro really is a steelhead fishery, and it's very similar to the steelhead fisheries in North America. The big difference here is that the trout actually don't run to sea, they run into a lake. And the lake, Lake Taupo, is so large it's like an inland sea. And so the fish run out there, spend their juvenile life in the lake, Lake Taupo, then they travel up this river to spawn. The technique that we're using here is a dead drift type of nymph, and we've got 2 nymphs here. Basically the first nymph is fairly heavily weighted, and its real main purpose in life is just to get the fly close to the bottom. The second fly is the one I'm hoping will catch the fish. We use the egg fly or the glow bug, which is this little pattern here, and that generally is taken by the fish either as a food source or they take it out of sheer aggression. So, you know, that's the sort of thing that we're trying to do. We're trying to trigger the feeding instinct and the aggressive instinct of the spawning trout.
After the break, Alan shows our Blue Water Dreaming crew how to fish the mighty Tongariro.
Isn't that good?
You normally work as a guide and you normally don't fish. You spend a lot of time watching other people catch good fish, and it's great to have you on this program where you've had a holiday and a chance to take us around New Zealand.
Been fantastic.
But you've got to fish this time. And maybe you can show me and show everyone else watching, what it takes, how it takes.
So you're putting me to the test,
You're
eh?
on, yes, it's on you, mate. Yeah.
Fishing. Of course, the other thing we're doing is we have this big indicator which is sitting up on top of the surface, and the indicator really is there to tell us, because of the steep water, when a fish may have taken the fly. Come on, fish. Come on in. This is what the tongariro is all about. The secret of landing a fish without a net is to get the fish within a certain distance, and they won't come any further. There seems to be a space factor that they won't come any closer. So the idea is to bring him in, because this is where most people lose their fish. And I'm now going to use the rod sideways like this, creating side pressure, and I'm just going to put him on the beach. And here he comes, on shore now. I've got him swimming on, head pressure on, come on shore. Come on, fish. You're out, beautiful. I'm not even going to touch this fish, I'm just going to come up to it with my clippers, clip the fly out like that, hook the fly somewhere so that I don't get hooked, and then I'm just going to wet my hand and quietly tip the fish around and let him go. Thank you for the sport, fish. Now let's go back and catch another one. Let's see if we can make it a dozen. I love it, don't you? Your fly goes Ready? Wow, what a fish! Beautiful.
Keep rolling, mate.
Yes! Got it!
Take your fish.
I'd say it's a couple of pounds. Maybe 3. That's more.
Lovely. What a lovely fish.
Not a bad fish, Alan.
You know, one of the big problems we have here is the fish are too big to go in the smokers.
Too big to the chili bin.
Yeah, the anglers are all complaining. I gotta go and catch one. Beautiful silver fish. That's right, head on, hold the head on now. Thank you.
Oh! There you go.
No, it's not enough.
Another tongariro rainbow. It's a hen, and she's going to go upriver to lay her eggs, so we're going to let her on her way. Bye, fishy. And thank you very much. That was great. Whoa! Yeah.
Exactly 1.5 hours.
Hour and a half, 7 fish each. 14 fish and an hour and a half between 2 guys. Hey, I tell you what. This is the last one, I tell you. I'm tired.
This is the last one.
My hands are falling off.
Just one more.
Smoked steelhead, wee fish as you call it here in New Zealand.
Oh, thank you, sir. Excuse my fingers.
A man could get spoiled doing this with you, Alan.
Yeah, let's try that.
You really know how to end the perfect day, don't you? Hey?
It's a great way to end it, isn't it, Ian?
You do this for all your friends?
Only special friends.
Oh, thank you, mate. I've enjoyed your company too. Let's get some of this New Zealand wine,
Cheers, mate.
New Zealand fish,
Loved having you.
top country. Thanks, mate. It's been wonderful.
Now, what's that fish like?